Hey guys, welcome back to the Cheese Factory podcast. I am joined once again by my two good pals. I got Loaf, also known as Drew.
Hello.
And I am also got King Smeat, also known as Michael / Pope.
Hello, I am Pope.
See? Speaking of Pope, rest in peace, King. He passed away this week.
Good transition. Good transition.
You don't have to point it out.
With that off the table.
So how does the selection service for the Pope even work, man? Are they just like, all right, hey, how many boys have you touched this week? You're in. Like
Battle Royale.
Selection? Battle Royale? Yeah. A boy touching Battle Royale. That's crazy.
What?
I don't entirely know what the process is, but I'm pretty sure it's a big vote amongst these people, the cardinals that all lock themselves up inside of a one holy building. I don't know what it is. And they pretty much, from what I recall, they're pretty much like light. They write down, they fold these pieces of paper twice, and they stick in this like little cauldron, right? And as they're reading out the votes, they throw them in a little fire pit, and the fire pit has a good chimney that sticks out the top of this building, and that's how you know. Water. That's how you know. Yeah, pretty much the goblet of fire. Pretty much, that's how they know that they're in the process of picking, and then by the time the smoke turns white, that's how you know someone's been picked, because they're done fucking torching little names.
JD Vance, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
He says calmly.
He says calmly, yeah. Yeah, apparently that goober visited the Pope a couple days before, and he probably killed him with his RFK vaccine he got to cure his autism or something. I don't know.
Did you know? Supposedly, I just could be fake, but I saw a post that says there's pretty much a hammer that's a decorative hammer that they use to beat the top of the dead Pope's head. They hit it twice just to ensure he's dead, because if they ignite a new Pope and the Pope wakes back up, it gets to be a little awkward. So they ensure that the Pope, that with this holy hammer that they have, I'm gonna like fact check this real quick, but just so you all know, if you become the Pope, you might get hit in the head with a hammer when they think you're dead.
Heck yeah.
Is that what our Pope does in his family too? And they have another son. Well, sorry, Timmy.
Yeah.
All right, here it is. So the myth that the Pope's death is confirmed by tapping their head 3 times with a silver hammer is not true. The hammer is not used to verify death, and there's no historical basis for it. All right, there you guys have it. It's a fake. It's a fake.
I'm gonna believe you anyways. I'm gonna believe.
Yeah, honestly, I like the idea that they have a cool ass silver hammer to beat the top of the heads of their people with, their popes with.
Yeah. Pope would. Is this true?
It is.
All right,
He's
you heard it here,
hammer, though.
Oh, sledgehammer. The holy sledge.
Yeah.
I do not want to be there for that. It's gonna be like fucking hitting up a watermelon or something. Yeah. Just all over the room. It's like, damn.
I picture one of those hammers that like fucking League of Legends guy had, the huge ass hammer.
With the thrusters on it.
Yeah.
I cannot wait, bro. We're all gathered here today in memory of Michael Pope. Drops the hammer on the fucking. Anyways,
Drew's holding me back, and I'm like fucking running at the casket with a hammer. I'm like, I gotta check. I gotta check to see if he's alive.
He's gone. Leave him alone.
It's the process. He told me he wanted this. How brutal that'd be in front of like all of his friends and family. Just some dude running up and caving his skull in, like his lifeless body. Just
fuck, bro. I think you're right. In that case, if I die, you better hit my head with a silver hammer. Right. I want a couple good hits on that. You got to do it in front of my family. They have to watch.
All right, clip that. Put that in as well.
Watch as my friend brutally destroys my skull.
Live leak, like super live leak. It's all VR or something.
Right, and in Pope, you have to be in a dress.
Huh?
And in heels. You got to be in a dress and in heels. Yeah, sorry. These are my commands and my dying wishes. These are my dying wishes. You can't take them back.
Well, Zach has to be in a bikini.
Oh, all right. Yeah. All right.
My fucking saggy man tits and my saggy man balls.
Junk hanging out the side of the junk hanging down to his knees.
Yeah. Looking like a fucking turkey gobbler, you know?
For the record, do not go beating my skull with a hammer. Just gonna put that out there. Do
Oh,
not
no.
fucking do that. If I
Don't
die
clip
tomorrow,
that.
that
Don't
better not
clip
happen.
I'm cutting that.
If I go into the afterlife with a big dent in my head, I'm gonna be pissed.
Ooh, Drew, I don't think you came through. We didn't hear what you said.
No.
I heard what he said. Oh, I know, man. I didn't.
No.
I saw.
You fool.
I did not get the memo. But in other news too, we also had another huge thing happen this week. Oblivion came out fully. The leaks were true, and I was right all along. I knew it was going to be great coming out.
Yeah, we already went over this. You were wrong. You were a denier, and you have no right playing the game. You didn't believe hard enough. It's because of you. It almost didn't happen. All right,
because of me.
People like you try to manifest that evil into our world.
Our boy Retod was like, White Cheddar Gaming hates it. I'm not putting it out.
I feel too much negativity in the air right now. We shouldn't put it out yet. It would have been your fucking fault. You better be happy we fucking got your ass ratioed over here. All right.
But yeah, the leaks were true. And when I was waiting for the stream to finally happen, I was telling a friend, I was like, last time Bethesda did anything like this, it Fallout 4, and then it came out like a month later. So at minimum, I told him like, man, it'd be cool if it came out next month. And then they just dropped that shit today, like the day of it, and I didn't know until Drew texted me and said that. I was like, holy shit, there's just no way.
Yeah, we were all surprised. We couldn't believe it ourselves. Yeah. It came out all at once.
Man, I wish more companies would do that, to be honest. Like instead of like us being hyped for like a year and a half, I wish it would just be like, all right, here's the gameplay trailer. By the way, it's out today or next week. Like even if it's a month or 2 months, 3 months even. That's awesome.
I hate having to wait more than a year.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, like
I know sometimes when they do those announcements, it's so they can get people hired on that are really interested. That's why they do those like real early announcements. But sometimes they do it way too early. Elder Scrolls, you know.
Yeah, like they're trying to like recruit and job hire for all the jobs. That makes sense. So they can't just spit out the game in 3 months after they've like been in secret.
But if it's a remaster, yeah, I think they should do that.
Yeah, I agree. I always said that the whole thing's there. They even left in some of the bugs and exploits in the game. I was like, holy fuck! Cool you can still duplicate items. Oh. You can still there's like a crazy bug. I didn't know about these because when I played Oblivion, I was pretty young, so I had like no idea that you could do half of this shit. So I'm finding out now. There's like there's a stone you can find that lets you like use like demon armor like once a day. I remember losing my shit when I found that. I found it like. I just had this vivid memory of like fighting for my life because I couldn't beat the fuck out of these 3 rats that were chasing me across all of Tamriel, right? And I found the stone and it granted me the power to kill them, and I was so hyped. Apparently, if you can get that armor damaged by like an enemy or whatever, use the weapon, you can then use the repair hammer on it and drop it. And if you drop it and wait for a day, you can pick it back up and have it as just normal ass armor. And it's like some of the best armor you can get, especially like level 2, like it's insane. So they left all the bugs and exploits in there, which I think is great. It really makes me feel like I'm playing the game again. So yeah, something you can do.
I've never played Oblivion. I always seen it, I know all the memes like stop right there, like broken the law. I'm glad to see like those are all still in the game, and like the music is what I recognize the most. Like that just that Oblivion music. I can't mimic it, but maybe I'll insert it here. All right.
Everyone go quiet for a second. A moment of silence for the Oblivion soundtrack. Right?
Maybe that'll be our background to this video. That'd be nice. If it's not fully copyright, I don't know how that works exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways,
just throw your voice in there a couple of times. Sing.
You're right. Boo 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 boo. But it was really nice when I started hearing it. I was like, man, that sounds good. It's like I've never played it, and it feels like I'm playing a new Skyrim with some new mechanics that I've never seen, like the armor repairing and weapon repairing, which I think is cool. Usually I despise durability in games, but this one I feel like I can definitely look past it. It's like it's fun to try to like maybe keep an extra sword on you if you fuck up your other sword, or try to go find a new weapon. It kind of opens up your keep some stuff or use different weapons so you don't freaking run through everything you have.
Yeah, honestly, I forgot about all those mechanics. Again, I played it when I was fairly young, and I didn't even understand what I was doing in it. I don't know if I beat it, but I know I played a lot of it, fucking around and dying a lot. I was not good at that game. It was a lot to understand, a lot of mechanics thrown at me, and I didn't understand how they worked. I didn't know what the word agility meant at that time, so I was like confused as fuck, right? So playing it now, I'm kind of like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. This is easy. I'm really just throwing myself. I had to up the difficulty because I was like, these asshole skeletons aren't really that bad. Level 2. So I'll see how it kind of goes from there. But repairing was like a thing in Fallout 3. But they got rid of it in Fallout 4. Same with
Yeah.
Oblivion, the repair factor. They had Oblivion, but they didn't have it in Skyrim. It's interesting to kind of like, I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot I ever had to like do this. I forgot the struggle of, like you said, carrying extra weapons and armor on me because my shit was gonna break if I didn't have any hammers, and all that little shit. I remember first thing I did in the game was pick up every fucking cup I could find because I thought it was so cool that I could just pick up shit off the counters in an open world, and I was constantly had the cops on me. I never not got in trouble. I think my favorite memory in that game, there's a point to where if you want to join the Thieves Guild, you have to get involved with the Gray Fox, and to do that, you have to like complete this like little thievery mission with somebody. You have to like steal. I can't remember exactly, but I think you had to steal some book, and you're like against an Argonian and like one other lady.
Don't go
And I
too far
remember
into spoilers, by the way. I still want to play and experience it too.
point is, this is not. I won't go into any spoilers yet.
Okay.
But point is, you have to try and like beat them. You're competing with them to join. And I remember getting so mad because I could not figure out lock picking, and I couldn't figure out how to steal shit. I remember getting to a point to where like I was jumping into houses looking for this fucking book, and I'm like actually killing people's guard dogs. And they're waking up with their lanterns in the middle of the night, like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, you didn't see anything." And I'm like running out the door. I'll never forget what I was like, okay, I need to find the lady. I bet you she's got the book. And I thought for sure I found her. And I'm like pretty much grabbing the shoulder of this NPC and turning him around. And it's like some dude the whole time. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck?
That's funny. Michael,
But-
did you play much Oblivion?
I played it, but never really got into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I
Now's
put
your
quite a few
chance.
hours, and then, but this was like I played for a couple of days, but then after that, I just kind of stopped.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It definitely wasn't like it was fun at the time, but man, it was hard to look at. I will be real.
Yeah.
It was hard to look at. I'm just excited because it's been so long. I don't remember a whole lot about the game. So a lot of this is still going to feel so brand new to me. And I never played any of the DLC. So I know there's some really good sized DLC in this game that we have access to now. As well, if you guys get the upgraded edition, I believe they threw in a couple little missions of their own to kind of add some extra cool weapons to the game with. So
Yeah, I thought about maybe getting it, but I kind of want to see how far I get into the game before I decide to.
that's fair. Yeah,
it's
you
got
can
the
always upgrade it
infamous-
whenever.
Got the infamous horse armor that started all
Yeah.
the cosmetic craze.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's like I expected to look at that deluxe edition and see like all negative reviews. There's just a bunch of people being like the infamous horse armor that started it all, like all this shit. It wasn't. They weren't downvotes or nothing. I was like, oh, okay, weird. People like their Oblivion, and that's cool. And I've seen a lot of the graphics comparisons, and they're
Yeah.
daunting, bro.
Yeah.
You can
Huge
tell
compar-
some of the models are cursed as hell. Like, dude, there's this lady in the merchant guild that wants you to do something for her you have to go like monitor some merchant named like Thorathin or something like that. That was like the first quest I found. And man, she is hideous. Holy shit. She is hard to look at. She looks like that Momo creepypasta, bro. Like if you know what I'm talking about. Like she's
I do what you're
talking about,
terrifying. And like that goblins are creepy, but I like it. It adds to the charm, and I'm not looking for this to be Elder Scrolls 6. I'm looking for this to be Oblivion remastered and to have a bunch of new content I've never seen and enjoy the game. And that's so far
Agreed.
in my 3 or
Agreed.
4 hours what I have. Except that I got a game breaking bug literally 5 minutes into the game. I made my character. I got put in the prison cell. This is all the beginning of the game, and they're like, "All right, stand next to the window." Like, "All right, fucker, I will," and I did. And then the emperor comes in, and he starts yapping to you about all this other crap, and I go through his dialogue options, like I went through them all, and then it was just nothing. I had no options except to leave the conversation, and so I left the conversation, and he just stared at me, and I was like, am I supposed to do something? Like, I couldn't move. I couldn't open my inventory. I couldn't do anything. I could look around, but I could do it. So I'm just standing around. I got these guards staring at me and this emperor. And I'm like, I've never played this game before. I'm 5 minutes in. What do I do? so
Bethesda bugs.
Yeah, I closed the game, reloaded it. It saved my character and everything. I just did like stand against the window, and then he starts talking, and then at that same spot, it opened up more dialogue options. I didn't even have the option to leave the conversation, so I was very surprised that I even had the option to leave the conversation. But literally 5 minutes in, I had a game-breaking bug. I was like, wow, good sign. But so far, nothing else. That weird guy I sent you just standing in the chair, he's like doing a weird walking animation. I talked to a town's guard, and he was like, I asked for rumors. He's like, there's a silver fox. The guards better do something about it. I'm like, bro, you're a guard. What the hell do you mean you're a guard? Like, that's your job.
You go do your goddamn. What are you
doing?
Something.
Somebody do something. And I'm like, you do something. You're the guard. I
had a pretty dumb moment when I was playing it because kind of I'm assuming you guys are all through the tutorial area, but anyways, when the king's trying to like guide you through and towards like the end of the spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen much of Oblivion, but like
30-40 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much he tells you repeatedly that he's gonna die in this fucking cave, so you should already know as he's picking you up. But like towards the end, right before he gets murdered, his like remaining guard runs out and tries to like, or his remaining 2 guards run out and like try to fight this onslaught of assassins. He's like, you wait here with the king, okay? We're gonna go take care of it. I was like, okay. So I should kind of like by the gate, and I'm like cheering him on, like, yeah, fuck him up. And I'm like, oh fuck, there's a lot of them coming through, and the dude's like friend dies, and I'm like, oh fuck, there's like 8 dudes ganging up on this one dude. And I'm like, maybe I should go help. And I stepped in. He's like, go back and watch the king. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I'm stepping back. I'm like watching it. I'm like, he keeps killing him and he's not dying. He keeps like more and more assassins keep coming through, and I'm like, what am I doing? So I sat there for like 5 minutes, like watching him fight these guys, and I'm like, every now and then kind of creep out a little bit. He yells at me again. I'll go back. I'm like, what am I supposed to be fucking doing? And I like take 2 steps back, and then like my screen pulls to the king. He's like, anyways, there's something I gotta tell you. And I'm like, oh my god, I was supposed to talk to this guy the whole time.
That's pretty funny.
God damn it. I'm like waiting for him to finish killing the assassins. Like, I can help you, dude. He's like, get the fuck back in there, you. I'm like, all right, wait a minute.
That's funny. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was gonna buy it. Then I saw that, and I was like, fuck it, man. I'll give it a try. If I don't like it after 2 hours, I'll refund it. But I had a good time.
Yeah.
Character customization's okay. Like, I didn't know about the obscene atrocities people can make.
Dude, it gets bad.
Oh, yeah.
It was bad before. It is so much worse now.
Yeah.
I was like, holy hell, what the fuck can you make? I've seen so many that are just abominations.
I saw people who like saved the sliders for their like abominations, and they like compared both of them in both games, and holy shit, this game makes them look really bad. Like the other game, like you said, bad, but this is like hyper realistic bad.
There's so many textures on the skin, and it's just really tough to look at.
I had no idea when I was doing my character. I was like, oh, there's not a whole lot of craziness, but I guess I was mistaken.
Yeah. But it's been good so far. I really like the game.
Yeah, I've had a good time. Like I instantly got out and I went straight up to the prison, went in and robbed their armory.
There you go. Playing it like you should.
Yeah,
As you should.
I was like, I'm gonna fucking get this very hard lock done. I don't care. And I was like, hopefully no one kills me. But yeah, I got a good few pieces of armor. Dude walks by me. I'm wearing like their full plate. He's like, "Hello, citizen." I'm like, "Hello, fellow guard."
Soldier. Soldier.
Pope, are you planning to get in at all?
Much later on.
Yeah. I know you have a lot to play. Like you were even saying already, you want to play like I was gonna buy the first Berserker of Kazan because I was really looking forward to seeing that after I saw gameplay. But then this dropped and I was like, guess that's gonna wait for a good sale.
I'm still trying to beat Kingdom Come.
Yeah, I thought about that too for you. I was like, fuck, dude, this came out. Drew's got to finish Kingdom Come still.
Yeah, I've been trying. It's a long game. There's a lot to do in it still. So I've been still trying to just play it and enjoy it. So I'll be kind of jumping between the two. But man, Oblivion is. I was like, "There's no. That's so great. Like any other game, I probably would have waited on, but I really wanted to replay Oblivion." Um, my girlfriend, she got it too because she's a big Skyrim fan, and she's just like me, been waiting on the next Skyrim game to come out. She got it for her PC, and it ran great up until she left the tutorial area,
Yep.
and it was not running well for her. So solutions came out. We talked about a few options. I was like, well, we can try. Can't do much to upgrade your laptop, but we can look at getting you a more permanent computer. And she was like, well, I'm not really looking to get a computer right now. That's going to take some saving up to do. And like, I kind of want to play the game. I was like, you play it on my computer, but of course I'm always on my computer. So we ran around a couple options. She decided that she doesn't want to get a full blown computer yet. She wants to wait a little while before we kind of have a more stable place to be at, and more room in our apartment before she even considers it. So she's actually getting an Xbox. She's going to get the Xbox S. I think she found one online for like $200. And she's going to get Game Pass. And since Oblivion came out with the Xbox Game Pass, she's just going to play it off of that. And as well as a dozen other games that she wanted to play on there. And I was like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I tried to persuade for a PlayStation, but I understand. Mostly because I wanted to play Bloodborne, but I can wait on that still. I waited this long. But I think that's cool. She's going to get Game Pass. There's a few other games on Game Pass I saw like be kind of nice. And it'll be a little bit easier for when she wants to play Minecraft as well, because it's been kind of a pain on her PC with the kind of the controller compatibility. It's been a little weird on there, and it's been causing her some motion sickness. So I think this will make it a little bit easier for her. So that's what she's going to be hopping on. I think she's planning on getting that today.
Yeah, with some of the performance stuff, I was the same way. I was hitting like 90 frames inside the sewer, and as soon as I stepped out that fucking sewer, it went to 40. It was pretty choppy, but man, it looked so good. I was like,
It
fuck
does look
these
good. It looks so great.
shit. So
Yeah,
all I did was move the DLSS to ultra performance, and I pulled a couple things down from high or ultra to high, for me at least. And I
Yeah.
found, make sure that if you are using DLSS, I don't know if the laptop has it, but sharpening, for some reason the sharpening was causing a lot of frames. As soon as I hit turn sharpening to 0 on DLSS, it went straight to 65-ish when I was running.
Bro.
I was like, okay, there we go.
I fucked with all the settings. I put them all the lowest I could. That's the only reason why. If it worked on some settings, I would have been fine with keeping it. But it's the fact that none of them did. It was still bad. Like, it was playable if you like to play on 20 frames a second, which we don't. So I was like, there's nothing we can really do. Even the game warned her loading in that, like, your graphics card or whatever it was not good enough. So, but usually we ignore it because normally we don't have issues. We can just put everything on low and it's fine. We could not put it down any lower. So we actually got a refund for it already. She met the requirements for that on Steam. So she got it done. She got her refund last night, actually. And so she's going to just get all that sorted out today.
Cool.
Yeah. Excited for her. She's been really wanting to play the game. Like I said, she was pretty bummed out last night. So she just played on my VR headset. She literally likes that I Expect You to Die game. So she got the third one and gamed around on that for a bit. So
Yeah, man, I was bummed too because Tuesday is my homework day, so I had to finish my homework, and then Jasmine came home and we ate dinner, and then we just kind of hung out. I was like, dang it! It's like I got to play like 3 hours of it.
yeah.
So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll grind through my homework again, and then I'll have a lot more time. Maybe she'll take a nap on the couch, and I'll sneak off.
You never know.
Sneak off.
We should go running vigorously today. Okay, like so much that we feel exhausted. And then we should just go home and eat a fuck ton of food and see where the night takes us.
I'm just gonna make her dinner. I'm gonna get her pajamas ready. I'm just gonna tuck her in a blanket. I'm gonna turn the lights down low. I'm gonna make it real nice and cozy. Be like, hey, have a lay down. Here's your pillow for bed. And she could be out in 2 seconds. She's gonna consume that food and be gone. I'll put
a heater and a fan nearby. Really,
Yeah.
really.
I'm gonna put on
some
like
NyQuil in there.
Yeah, he's right.
Drugger.
I'm gonna put on like fucking Frasier or something because she used to fall asleep so easy to Frasier. I love Frasier, but I'm looking forward to playing more of it, and we'll probably talk about it in the coming weeks as we experience more things and I experience more things because I'm excited too because Pope used to show me all the time. all the games that would come out, like glitch compilations. God, I
Oh,
love
I
those.
can't wait.
Fuck, I love those.
Yeah.
I go be like, hey, watch this like 20-minute video of these funny glitches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we sit there and watch it, just cackling at every single thing coming out. That's a fond memory of mine. That.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that because that's the thing. Some people complain about the bugs and glitches a lot, but Bethesda, it's never had a game-breaking bug for me except for one time, and luckily I was on my PC then, so I had console commands to fix it. But they've never been that bad for me. I've always enjoyed every Bethesda game that I've played, right up until Starfield, and that's the only exception so far. I don't.
Away from Starfield, but to this game, the load times are good.
Oh, I agree. And I don't have to
Very good.
get out my ship, loading screen
Yeah.
through that, get onto a planet, land, loading screen again, fucking like
Yeah,
they are
that
really
that was
nice.
something I noticed, like, going out to the open world. I was like, "Man, this loading time, maybe 10." It was longer than normal, like, loading times nowadays because 'cause they're so fast nowadays. Like, they're almost non-existent. But it was not enough for me to go, "Oh, it's loading." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this was quick." Or, like, going into a merchant's building or something, I was like, "Damn, man."
I
It's like
usually
that was my problem with Skyrim for a long time. I was like, "Man, it takes so long." You're sitting there looking at the 3D object, trying to spin it around and just listen to the music. You're like,
dude,
"Oh, I went in the wrong
like
building. I better do this."
OG Skyrim used to be fucking terrible for loading.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was awful.
Forever. I used to get so but back then I didn't really have I had a phone, but not one that you would just sit on and like I didn't have like apps to be on all the time. So I would just sit there and like you said, just look at the 3D object for 5 minutes, maybe not quite that long, but they did take a while. And I remember my original playthrough of that game. I had done everything, and it got to the point where I had maybe so many items on me and so many things in the world that are different. And my loading times were fucking horrendous. Only if I died. If I died, it was like I would come back half an hour later and still wait to be loaded back in. Like it was so bad. So dying rarely at that point, but when it did happen, I remember it was so bad. And when I got stuck on I remember killing Karstag in the Dragonborn DLC. He was like the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the game. I have never had such a tough fight up until him, and he killed me so many times. That fight took me days to do because I had to wait every single time I died.
That's
It
funny.
was so bad. Yeah, it was terrible. So luckily, don't have to deal with that anymore now. Not on the Xbox 360, but hopefully I never have to with a PC. I better never run into that issue again.
I was using the quick save, quick load feature quite a bit.
Yeah.
Trying my hand at lockpicking because I was trying to get better at it. I figured it out finally. But I had 70 lockpicks on the very hard door, and I would sit there tink tink tink. I was burning through them like fucking firewood, bro. So I would quick save, quick load, and the quick load even in the open world is very fast.
That's good.
Even me
That's
being
good.
out in the boonies, I would just quick save F5, F9 is the quick save, quick load, and
So
I was
you're
very happy to see that.
you're admitting to scum saving for pick locking, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah,
don't care.
Well, I was just gonna say, I did that a lot. not in this game yet. It hasn't got to that point. They give you they're very generous with their
Very
lockpicks. But I'm sure when I came across one hard door and I was getting so mad, I was like, open the fuck! I went through 30 pick locks trying to get the damn thing open. I was like,
Yeah. It to me it was a new system that I didn't really understand yet, so I was
Yeah.
really gonna scum save. Now I've gotten a lot better at it, so I'm not burning through as many. Even on easy ones, I was still struggling. I was like, why can't I do it? And then I just kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
I am playing on mouse and keyboard, which is a little different.
Oh.
I'm sure controller is probably not bad, but what's kind of interesting is that you can use the mouse. You have the option, but you use the mouse, so you slide it to the right to move the lockpick over one and over and back and left and right. And then if you press up, you move the mouse up a little bit, you jut it up to cause the pick to go up. And as weird as that sounds, it actually worked way better for me than using the arrow keys or the WSAD.
Oh, really?
Doing the little jut up with the mouse, and then you gotta lock it with spacebar or something like that. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, on controller, you would just use the analog stick the same way you would use the mouse.
Oh, really?
You would just
okay.
hit A to lock it. Yeah, so almost the same thing. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
remember never being able to lockpick back in the day, but I can understand it now. Thank God.
Well, away from Oblivion, Towards the Fallen, a game that's been out for a
Yeah.
while, had had a big update for co-op. One of the big things they tried to like talk about was, hey, co-op is going to be a big part of this game. You're going to want this for you and
Yeah,
your friend. Everything's going to be seamless. And then it came out and it was none of that. Uh,
yeah,
Michael, like, what exactly was wrong with the co-op originally? Because I feel like you knew more about that than I did because you looked into it.
yeah. So with the co-op originally, so they never went in depth with like saying what the co-op was going to be like, except for it's going to be seamless. You can play from beginning to end. Everybody's like, "Ooh, yeah, that's cool." And then you finally get into it, and the host like plays it like they normally do, but then the person that joins you, they won't get it like all the main stuff to like progress the story, but they can still go with you through the story. But they don't only get like half the amount of XP. They wouldn't get stuff from like the chests and everything. And if you went over back to your own game, like you would keep the items, but all the story stuff would be like you'd never done it. It'll still be wherever you
Right.
left off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so ass. Like the promise, the co-op and the going through it completely together. It sounds like it should be all those things included. So to have it
Yeah.
come out and it wasn't received well just because of that reason, I feel like everything else, I know it's a little sluggish, but if you feel heavy in the game is what I heard. Uh, Apparently co-op is still a bit of a mess, but we'll get into that. But we're gonna call this patch notes with Pope Wednesday. No Wednesdays. Spoilers. It might be Wednesday. Just patch notes with Pope. That's the segment we're calling this. Continue, Pope. Tell us what the patch notes were for this game.
But with
Oh,
this new update, they got their full progression co-op. It's version 2.0. So now all the mainline stuff, mainline stories and everything for both people carry over. So if one person starts the game with the other person like at the same exact point, both stories progress.
Nice.
So
So they
yeah, the
fixed it.
second player can actually keep their progress that they made with their buddy as long as they're at the same point.
Nice.
And
Good.
yeah, they can revive each other and all that now. I guess they couldn't do that before. I wasn't really too sure about that. Yeah, you can actually revive each other now. Yep, but they also improved combat and movement. So like the responsiveness, lock on, some strike prompts. They have a good old Elden Ring button, a dedicated jump button,
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
there we
so you
go.
can actually just jump.
We
Because
didn't play it.
before it
We
was
didn't
like,
really know. Yeah.
before it was like the original Souls where you could only like do that like kind of dive jump rolling. Like
Like
whenever you get to an
sprint
edge, you have
pop
to
shit.
sprint at it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So they made it to where you can actually just jump normally. Then let's see. Oh yeah, they improved the UI to make it easier to see, better tutorial, combat audio that's been improved. So like parries and blocks, like the sound effects for it is a lot more impactful. So it actually feels like a good parry.
Probably to go with that weight of your character. I'm sure that feels pretty
Yeah,
good.
because it felt like really floaty and light. Like you would have a huge sword and it would just be like a little sheesh, just a little slash sound. But yeah, they improved the character creator.
Ooh,
Yeah.
can we get some plot?
I don't know about that. Your
Dang
face could look more realistic.
Kidding me?
Auto pick up XP before you had to manually pick it up, and now it automatically picks it up.
You had to manually pick up your souls, essentially.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
That's rough.
Then big thing is they have a friends pass, so if one person has it, they can just share the game with the other person, and they can just download it on their own and both play it. Only have to buy once.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fucking sweet.
I kind of looked
Yeah.
at it. So if you look at the game like right now on Steam, there's an option to download it, and it says Friend Pass. So like you probably just install that version, and then your buddy just has to invite you, and then as long as one of you own it, you guys can play together.
Yeah, it's like It Takes Two and Split
Is that what they
Fiction
do?
now. Yeah, that's actually what they do. Yeah, they have
I
like
didn't
the
know that.
little friends pass section, and yeah, you can do that.
See, I've always thought this game looked really cool, but I didn't get it because it just, all the reviews were saying it was pretty bad. It wasn't
Yeah,
all that great. But now it sounds like it's gotten a little bit better.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, the only problem is with the multiplayer right now is there's desync issues and like lag. And I guess it also has to do with like whenever the game saves, which is going to be frequent, it just causes lag.
Okay, so it's only noticed in multiplayer then.
Yeah, because like apparently, like so there's if you do there's like a setting for like shared progression, so where each person like their progress would be shared. Like whenever you go into that mode compared to like where somebody could just join your game, like it feels fine. But when you go to the shared progression, it causes all the lag and everything. Like that's where it starts getting really bad,
I
specifically
see.
for that setting, yeah, or mode,
Hmm.
whatever you want to call it.
Well, it's on sale right now.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah,
will say it is only 2 players. Right, Michael?
yeah, just two
That would
players.
make sense.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's fine. I could always
we-
go and play with someone else.
Yeah, you can shove
yeah,
off.
you know what? Yeah, you're right, Drew. You can play with somebody else. You know
Well,
what'd be a good idea though for Dakota. You and Dakota should play through it. If me and Pope do
Oh,
eventually, that might be
I think that's a pretty good idea. I
you could
might.
buy it and then he could friend pass it with you, and then you got something fun to do with him too, so he doesn't feel so left out sometimes. I feel
I think
bad.
that's an excellent idea. Dakota,
Me
if
and
you're
Pope aren't
listening,
gonna get it
shout out.
yet. Yeah, shout out to Dakota, our boyo. Always thinking of you. You're in my heart.
let's dox him.
He lives on 1335
Hey,
West
wait a second.
Coronaval, USA.
Dakota Bell.
Yeah, that's a street, by the way.
Yeah, you just doxed some poor guy. God forbid.
Poor guy, Coronaval. Is that actually a road? No. Look, I know there's a road in town somewhere that is Corona.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, it's I don't remember where it is, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Me and Pope are gonna wait still. Just it would be nice to get this sale price, but if
Yeah,
the multiplayer's fucked up, we're just gonna wait until it gets fixed, and we'll watch it.
because who knows how long it'll take them to fix that? Because it
Yeah.
took them a year and a half to finally get shared progression for multiplayer. So
Yeah, hopefully it's sooner than later, or maybe someone will put out like a modded patch for it. I know there's like an anti-cheat software on it too that causes some issues. So if
yeah,
someone
that
has like a
also could
mod
be
that
it.
removes the like who cares? It's a Souls-like PvE game. Take off your anti-cheat. I don't know
Oh,
if there's
that's
PvP, but is there PvP?
there is like
Oh,
the invader type stuff.
ah, I see. Okay, you need some anti-cheat, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah, actually, that was another thing I think somebody was talking about. For Oblivion, it actually has anti-cheat, so it makes mod support I think a little bit more difficult.
I know the console's
Weird.
still in the game.
Yeah, which is very odd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anti-cheat with
for
console support.
for a company that's like known for their games that are compatible with mod support. That's very. They might be. I mean, there's a chance they could be trying to like keep their mods to like their community because on a console they have like their own mod list and you can buy some of their mods. Kind of like what Minecraft is doing on Bedrock, where you can buy like
Yeah,
add-ons. They have like their own thing, and then they have like their own list of community that has to be like checked out. Most of them are free if you go that way, but if you want to buy like their mods, you have to buy them. But that's a
yeah.
I
little weird.
see. I hope they don't do something like that. Maybe they're like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
if we don't have this, then that paid DLC, someone could just put it out as a fucking mod." I'm like, how about you just DMC those guys and let people mod freely? All right. If I want to see polygon titties in my game, you give them to me. All right.
Yeah.
Point is, they can't keep us out. If we want to mod the game, we're gonna be
Yeah.
able to. Like
Getting in there.
getting up in there.
Also, oh yeah,
What? I was gonna say that there's game like Elden Ring has the anti-cheat thing on there, but if you want to play like Elden Ring together and play through that mod, you just boot up like kind of like R2 Mod Man, where it almost makes like a separate version of the game that you play through, without the fucking cheat.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's a good point. So maybe it'll be on R2 Modman eventually.
Who knows?
Because I just don't understand why it's like Bethesda just doesn't have mod support out for all their games.
They should.
Instantly.
They practically do. They're out there. They just don't have it, like you said, immediately.
Oh,
I mean, that was the big thing with their dang, I forgot the name of their space game.
Starfield.
Starfield. It's like that took a while for it to get mod support.
yeah.
Still nothing good on there.
Yeah, no one wants to work on it.
I just
Yeah.
don't know what I look every now and then. I'm like, is there anything that they could do to make the game like better? And
No.
there just ain't. Yeah, there just ain't. I can't think of anything to make the game feel more enjoyable.
Yeah, and I think they
Really.
just
Such
made
a
it
cool
too
formula.
big, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the other problem.
Well, because these worlds are so empty, and there's nothing to fucking do in half of them. More than half
Yeah.
of them, I would say. It's a sad fucking situation.
Like, man, I want Starfield to work so bad. I love
I
space
know.
games like that. It's like all they had to do was figure out how to generate some basic, even if it was just, I don't know, man. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know what they could have added. Like even No Man's Sky stuff, it's like those worlds are still empty and they have random stuff, but you can fly away from the planet, find
Yeah.
cool ass new planets to live on and stuff like that if you want. But man,
I just want like
Starfield,
I
the
would think
concept is crazy good, but man,
what one thing I tell Pope a lot about Starfield is that like I think the game would be better if it because the shipbuilding is really cool. I don't think the
yeah,
Mhm.
characters are terrible, but all the characters are good guys, and it's very
Yeah.
encouraged that you play a good guy. You almost cannot play anything else but a good guy, and that good guy is mostly all about space exploration. It's not even like about like I got to stop an evil threat from nuking the galaxy. It's more like we have to explore, and these people are trying to stop us exploring, and I'm like I don't give a fuck about that. I want to be a pirate. I don't want to be a pirate.
yeah,
And like the other thing is like I wish like it could be if to make it more interesting. Like why can't I be a smuggler? Like what if I have to go to a planet to find some like secret goods that are like there, and then take those goods and smuggle them back into the city. Like why can't that be like more options on planets? Like maybe this planet has like a rare, an illegal seed on this planet. I can go there to farm them. Maybe I got to sneak past some cops that are like, expecting the planet. I don't know. Just like make it seem like I don't
Yeah.
want to fly into a planet, and I get it's supposed to be more realistic. So like half the planets are supposed to be just dead, but it's like it's just like 3 planets that are worth visiting, and that's like
Yeah.
it.
It's
You
like, but
know?
that's boring. But it's like that's the point. That's
Yeah.
space. Space is boring.
I'm not playing a game. I want it to feel like I'll have to make this comparison, like Guardians of the Galaxy. That has a quirky, crazy space adventure where there's all
Mhm.
these different like races, and you can be a pirate. And you got your cool ship that you can almost make your home on. Like I dig that. I thrive for that type of game. And it's hard to get that sometimes. Again, the shipbuilding's fucking awesome. I think it's cool. I think it could definitely be better, like interior wise. But
Yeah.
everything else about it, I think is pretty cool. But I spent more time building a ship than I have actually playing the game. Like I kept going back in the shipbuilder because I'm like, oh, I got a new part, or like, oh, I found the Mantis ship, and you can make adjustments to it. You get like cargo containers that like are better to smuggle illegal goods on, and I'm like, I wanted more of that.
yeah.
What wasn't enough for me.
Uh, um, to stay on the space track, Destiny had another like 15-second teaser, for Edge of Fate,
Oh yeah,
and I'm pretty much right. We are going out of the solar system. It's almost like completely confirmed from this trailer. Like it shows some of the planets and the sun, Sol, and it shows a guardian ship like going to this weird satellite and then shooting off really fucking far. And it where it arrives, you see a picture of like a really cool looking warlock, not cool looking, but very high graphics warlock, and he's like flying his ship, and then the planet he's going into has like a fucking hole in it, like a dark hole that looks to be either taken energy or strand of some sort. So it's like we might be leaving, but
Oh.
going into something like that, of course. So I hope it's something actually
okay,
new there, but it definitely
yeah,
looks like we're going out of the solar system. I'm worried it's probably, I say I'm worried, but it's probably going to be just one planet that has a bunch of activities on it, is my guess.
yeah,
Maybe a
probably.
planet and a moon. But that kind of showed me like we're going out of the solar system, or it's like the edge of the solar system, because he goes through a ton of asteroids, which is that outer column belt of our solar system. So unless it's like Planet X, they found a Planet X inside of a column belt or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I had for that. It was just a small little thing, and I think that marathon beta was going on this week, or alpha or something like that. People
Oh
got a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
early
I heard
keys.
about that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
speaking of, I think today is the day people who've played it and stuff like that can actually talk about it and show gameplay. So
Oh, nice.
if anybody got gameplay, so we should see a lot of news in the next couple of days about the game. What do you call that? DMCA's? I don't know.
I did
Uh,
see a couple people on TikTok streaming it. They're playing the game.
oh,
I guess that the alpha's just available to show now, so we'll have to take a look at that. Any other gaming news that happened this week of notoriety? There's a lot, so I mean,
How about Monster Hunter? Monster Hunter got a season of like Blossoms or
oh
something like
shit, did
that
that
going on.
start?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, but Raid
so
Out's
does
probably
that
still
maybe.
rolled out.
evolve?
maybe it started. Let me see.
I'm sure it did.
Oh,
Yeah,
April
Oh no, it did.
23rd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
did.
did
You're
start.
right.
Yep.
today till May 6th. When does Raid Out come out? That's what I want to know. It looks like they got some pink armor or something.
Yeah, I got more. You can get a new outfit for your handler. Very nice.
Like, I'm definitely want to play it, but I think when the Raid Out's fully out, it's not even mentioned here.
Yeah, well, probably not out yet.
It looks
Yeah,
like just cosmetic stuff mostly, and
I would love
then
to get in, kill that fucking tempered Miramasa that beamed us so hard, and then kill the arc tempered guy and do all the event quests and get all this cool loot, like that cool scarf. You see that scarf, the super flowy
I
scarf? Oh, we saw
have
that in
seen
the
the scarf.
trailer.
That looks awesome.
I want that. That's just cool to have. Eventually, it'll be like worth gold to us once we play the game longer. Oh, I see. They have a whole nother cosmetic bundle, or is this? Yeah, that's a bundle.
oh, okay, I see.
Check out the store. This content becomes available. Yeah, just some bundle. Which is cool. It's cool that they're gonna do some seasonal events, and that'll be pretty fun once we get in there. Still, wish there was more shadow drop monsters. Like arc tempered Ray Dow is cool. It would almost be cooler not to know he was coming, and all of a sudden there's like a new monster variant arrived.
Yeah,
You're asking for that treatment again. When Bethesda dropped the
Bethesda,
game,
dang
I
it.
also
This game's
compared
out.
to when Helldivers like just
Oh,
dropped their
yeah.
new big update during
Yeah.
the Game Awards or whatever.
That
It was like, oh
fucking
yo,
crazy. I was definitely more excited for that than Oblivion, but Oblivion's still cool. But anyways,
Yeah.
having that treatment of hey surprise is so good instead of
Yeah.
wondering, or like waiting.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting
It-
for the
it
arc
feels-
temper. We're gonna fight it. Maybe it'll be disappointing, but maybe it'll be a lot of fun. Either way, I like when they just add things. Like there's talks of something weird going on in the oil basin. You guys should go like investigate, and then there's a hidden
Yeah.
monster that they put in the game over there somewhere. That'd be cool.
You bring up a
That'd
good
be
point. Though,
cool.
Zach. It definitely beats like getting excited about it for a whole year just to find out it's not that good.
Yeah.
Like something like
Yeah.
that happening. I'd rather it not be that good and it come out like the day of. Like, okay, I'm not gonna complain about this. But if I was hyped about something for years just to find out that they were ass, then I've got problems.
Maybe that plays part into why Oblivion's doing good right now. To be honest,
It could be.
Yeah.
like no one expected it to be anything else. They're just like, wow, this new game that's in a really good state runs decently well. The models look, clunky, but it's very to the game. It's like people didn't sit there and dwell thinking, oh, this is gonna be like Elder Scrolls 6. We're gonna get we're gonna see a bit of the new mechanics of the game before the game comes out. Like no speculations and shit.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
I,
point.
I, I
Maybe.
think part of its success is that it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. No official news until it released.
Yeah.
Just leaked, and that even then we were skeptical of like even the release part. It was like,
We.
I was
Me?
skeptical,
They're
hesitant, mind you. I was skeptical of the leaks being real as well.
also like, oh well, I heard that they were fake by my credible source, Facebook.
Facebook. And now I totally write that like that credible source fucking comment is so true. Like, don't believe everything you read on Facebook sometimes, bro. Jesus Christ. Like that's why I took it with a grain of salt. It's like that blew it right there. Some guy was like, "Oh, this is definitely fake." Like in the comments saying that. I was like, "Oh, it must be fake." Then this dude said so.
Yeah. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm surprised that that it came out so soon. I was expecting an announcement. So it's fucking awesome that it actually dropped.
Well, you guys got any fun work news or like anything that happened in the past week in our lives?
Well, with my new
Oh.
haircut, I am still not
yeah.
being recognized at work. I've had several employees tell me they thought I was a new person, and I was kind of hurt because I was just thinking, like, man, y'all really did not know what I looked like. But, I mean, I get it. It's different, but
You're like 90% hair, Drew.
Not anymore. I'm not.
Like it's different for sure, but it's not that different. Like it looks good. And like when I first saw you, it was a thing. Like I looked at you and I was like, wait a minute, that's true. I'm so used to seeing your hair like longer on the sides and slicked back.
Yeah.
So when your head did different style, I was like, yo, it's him. And that kind of goes with me when I have my long hair and I get it cut. Like sometimes if I'm not wearing my hat all the time, the people who see me usually go like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
I definitely knew it was bad when my girlfriend couldn't find me when we were sitting down to go eat. You told me like, I'd recognize you even if no matter what you got your hair on. Okay, it's like yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I could not find you. I only knew where you're at because I knew you were wearing red, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
That's cooked. That's funny.
Crazy.
Michael, any news with you this week? Let me think of me.
All right, next question.
Next question. The sidewalks outside are getting done still. They finally finished across the street. That's cool news, right?
They're working on your
Very
sidewalk.
exciting. Yeah, dude. Oh my god. The whole street up to like Jasmine's mom's house and everything is just all construction. Like they're digging out all the curbs and some of the sidewalks to redo the curbs, which usually indicates that they're going to redo the roads, which is also going to be a long time of a situation. But they need it, man. My roads are getting kind of bad over here.
I think it would be roads first, then sidewalk, wouldn't it?
No, I think it's kind of like if you build, kind of like how you even do concrete. You usually build the sides first of like a box, and then you mold the concrete in the middle of the box, and then they let it go. I think it's like they're kind of laying the foundations for the curbs, because curbs go way deeper than they look. So they would like do all the roads, and then they would have to dig up all the new road to then put the curbs and sidewalks in. I've been kind of watching them. It looks like it makes sense. They did it on our main road too at one point. But man, we're banking on that when they do our sidewalk, if they do our sidewalk, that they'll like see how bad our driveway is, because they've been redoing people's driveways. Because if the concrete's too fucked up and unlevel, they have to do it anyways. So I was like, do that terrible section in the driveway. But I'm worried because we recently had our sidewalk done because they had to run a cable, I think, so they dug up our sidewalk. So it's like new concrete. So they might only do the front lip, like the little ramp up onto the sidewalk. I was like, no!
Go out there and start scuffing it up.
Dude, I know.
You guys missed one. You're like, no, wait. That looks like new concrete, fella. Sorry. Like, no, what
like a sledgehammer too.
Yeah.
Drew, hey Drew, I got some wood that needs cut.
Yeah, I was
on that sidewalk. That story, we were cutting wood and for our fire pit on the back. Drew was over, and we're cutting it just on our my back porch, and it's like surrounded by these nice like brick kind of what'd you call them, brick? Yeah, they're brick, and we were smashing it into it. And it was dark, so we didn't really see what was happening. And we realized that we were smashing the fucking brick underneath the wood that we were trying to cut. So like it would stick to the axe, and we would just hit the piece of wood stuck on the axe again on the ground. It was just a sledgehammer. So we were just fucking up the brick, dude.
I'm pretty sure the axe head got stuck in like a knot, and it would not split the knot. And so normally if it gets stuck to the head of the axe, you can just slam it on the ground again, and it'll split in half after that. But it wasn't happening. So after a couple tries, I was like, yeah, they split. And we looked down, and the brick floor is just completely like obliterated. I'm like, oh, my bad.
So we give Drew shit. We give Drew shit all the time. That was like 2 years ago. It's not a big deal. We're gonna redo it anyways. But yeah. Michael, did you ever think of anything?
No.
All right. Well, then on that, we'll call it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Cheese Factory podcast. It's been a pleasure, and we'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.